Welcome to the overview of WetlandBuilder. In this overview, I'm going to show you the basic features of WetlandBuilder. I'm going to start by zooming into my area of interest by clicking on Zoom to Legal Description. I'll populate the section, township, and range, click on Search. This, of course, will take me to the section of land where I want to work. Once I get to that section, I want to make sure that my contour lines and my aerial imagery are turned on. I can also continue to zoom in a little bit closer on my area of interest, and that allows me to provide a little additional detail. Once I'm zoomed in and I have my entire watershed in my field of vision, I want to click on my Draw Dike. And I'm going to start on one hillside, draw across where I want my dike to be located, and double click on the other hillside. Once my dam is located in the area, I can draw in my watershed. I do that by clicking on my Draw Watershed icon, and I'm simply going to draw around my watershed that contributes to this wetland. Once my watershed is drawn in, the program then will draw the maximum wetted edge. This is the maximum pool size that I can expect in a wetland for this site. In green, you can see the maximum wetted edge for the wetland. The next step after getting this is to draw in my flow line. The flow line indicate the time of concentration, and what I want to do is identify the longest distance water flows in this watershed from the top of the hill down to the dam. Once I have my flow line drawn in, the next step is to do a runoff curve number. If I know what the runoff curve number is, I can click on yes. If I do not know the runoff curve number, I can click on no. If I click on no, I'll get some additional icons. The first one of those is Assigned Soil Hydrologic Group. When I click on that, I'll get a colored soil map. The gray indicates that it is a B soil hydrologic group. The white polygons indicate that I need to assign it. If I left click on the white polygons, I'll get a drop-down box that allows me to choose between B and D for this soil type. I'm going to choose D for that polygon. I would choose B for this polygon, and for this last polygon I'll assign that also a D. Once I have assigned all my hydrologic soil groups, the next one is to assign land cover. So I'm going to simply click on the cut land cover, and I'll be taken back to my aerial photography. At this point, I find it easiest to turn off the contour lines before I start to cut up my different land uses. In this view, it's quite easy to determine the different land uses. I really have three different land uses. First, I have row crop. Second, I have the farmstead I just cut out. And lastly, I have a little bit of alfalfa in this location here. Once I've cut my land use into different polygons, I then need to assign those land uses. And I do that by clicking on my Assign Land Cover, and I will click on each polygon. I will get a drop-down box where I can go through and I can choose the land cover that best describes the polygon that I'm working on. At this point in time, I have assign my land cover. I have row crop, straight rows in the largest portion of the watershed. I have some alfalfa in rotation, and I have a farmstead also I've indicated. The next step in the process is to begin to create all the options for my wetlands. I do that by clicking on the Create Wetland. I get a pop-up box of some different default values that I'm going to accept, and I'm going to go ahead and generate all the options for wetlands in this one site. Now I have a table. The table can be sorted from smallest to largest. So if I click at the top of any one of the columns, I get smallest to largest. If I click again, I'll get the largest from smallest. I have wetland size, wetland depth, ratio of the pool to upland, different pipe types and sizes, costs, spillways, and percent of water that's 2 feet or less in depth. I have 15 options on a page. I have well over 10 pages. I actually have 26 pages. So 26 times 15 means I have 390 options for this location. For this demonstration, I'm going to choose the largest wetland, and I'm going to choose the one with a straight pipe. So if you come across on the straight pipe and you click on View, the program will generate an aerial view of drawing of this wetland. I now have an aerial view of the wetland. As you can see, my water is indicated in different depth. The dark blue is the deepest water, out to kind of the gray blue, it's the shallowest water. And this just simply indicates the depth of water in my wetland that I've chosen. Outside of the blue, you'll see a red line around the green line. The red line indicates the maximum elevation when water goes over the emergency spillway. So again, I have the location of my permanent pool and my temporary pool. I can go back to my list of options by going up to my green bar and clicking and going back to my entire table, and I can keep viewing different wetlands until I get the option that best fits my needs. Once I've chosen that wetland that best fits my needs, I can create a report by clicking on the report button. When I click on that, I get a pop-up menu that I need to populate some information in, and once I've populated that information, I click on Create Report. When I click on Create Report, the program will be generating a PDF file that I can either save or I can print out for the landowner. I open that report, and again, the report will be split into two sections. I get the report for the landowner, which will give some basic information and general information to the landowner. In addition to the landowner report, I always get the report for the conservation planner, which will provide additional detail on the wetland that I've chosen. In addition to my report, I can also click on the icon GIS data, and I can save a shapefile of my wetland. I can also save and load my session. If I want to save this session and work with a landowner 6 months from now, I can simply save session. I'll save the session onto my desktop. When he comes back in 6 months, I can go back into the website and reload that program, and I won't lose all the information that I've generated on it. This is a basic overview of Wetland Builder. I hope you take the time to go into our website and demonstrate Wetland Builder for yourself.